I just finished a MindYoga session with a client and I wanted to speak a little bit into it. It was about overcoming fear and embracing their authentic path. This person came with wanting to pursue their passion but feeling inhibited to do so, that there was a bunch of fears and internal conflicts that were inhibiting her from actually pursuing the path, pursuing the thing that she wanted to do. Over the course of the session, we went on this amazing journey where we got to highlight all of these different elements which were inhibiting her, from things like being viewed negatively by others, especially people in her family, if she pursues this path, because it's exploring a part of herself that isn't really fully understood and accepted by her close loved ones. Also, being annoying by posting on social media, by sharing this part of herself. There was a fear that she would be perceived as annoying by other people. So that was something that we also got to work through. And also an idea of charging money for helping people, having to overcome that. And recognizing that by embracing her emotional, authentic side, that this is a good thing, that by embracing her genuine, authentic self, not only will she get the ability to support people, she'll actually get the opportunity to pursue her passion. Part of this challenge that she was experiencing was this need for approval by other people, and sometimes by people that don't actually really matter. And figuring out, her coming to the realization that that wasn't really necessary, and that in believing that it was is part of the thing that was holding her back. And the final realization that she came to was that by overcoming her fear and resistance to pursuing her passion, she was able to embrace her authentic self and letting go of this belief that she needs the approval of others. And at the essence, making the process fun and rewarding is something that's going to inspire her to continue going through that period of growth, that period of challenge that is necessary to acquire the expertise, to acquire the skill level, to acquire the ability to be successful. And that was one of the key things that, I don't want to pursue this path because I'm afraid that I won't succeed. So we got to work through that by going through all of these layers and getting to a point of, one, the people who love and care about you genuinely will support you. Two, that in getting to embrace those parts of yourself that have been inhibited by people in the past, you get to truly be, to truly exist, and that's a beautiful thing. And in not needing the approval of others, there's the opportunity to flourish and flow in life and enjoy it. And that was one of the things, being able to enjoy the process. And I'll speak into how the Tantric teachings apply to this. We grow up being influenced by the world, and we get installed these programs of how to behave, how to conduct ourselves. We have these mental impressions that inhibit us in a way. We act in the world from these mental impressions rather than abiding by our authentic, heart-centered self. And in doing so, we encounter suffering, or at least mind-based suffering as a result. In recognizing when we are at the mercy of our programming, at the mercy of our mind, then is the opportunity to melt away from that, to detach from that, programming, to detach from that belief that this is how we need to conduct ourselves, and return to our authentic nature. And this is part of this, is the practice in and of itself. It's, at any moment there's only two choices: whether to abide by that programming, which isn't serving us and creates our suffering, or to step back from it and to choose consciously how we want to move forwards in the world. And really, this is what we did over the course of the session. We got the opportunity through the mind yoga to explore all of these different stories that existed in this individual's mind that were inhibiting her from following her passion, her authentic expression in the world. And through navigating all of that, through recognizing that they weren't true and that they weren't serving her, that there were better, more healthy and more constructive stories or paths to follow, it allowed her to end up at that place of recognizing that making the process fun and rewarding for her is what's going to allow her to really enjoy expressing herself in a joyful, upbeat, happy, flowy way. It was really beautiful. There was a picture in her room, and she showed it to me, and she said, this is what happiness looks like to me. And I invited her to recognize how she gets to be that. And that's where the whole idea of making the process fun and rewarding for her was. And so the benefit of doing this process of mind yoga, if you are experiencing something similar yourself, of having this desire to pursue something, but recognizing that there's this fear that is inhibiting you and holding you back, through the exploration of what your specific stories and narratives are, we get to wander through that path and melt away all of those unhelpful things, to be able to reside in that authenticity that allows you to embrace enjoying your life. And that's such part of the gift of the mind yoga stuff. It's using the tantric principles to be able to go on that journey to find that authenticity and to be able to abide and reside and enjoy life from that place. So yeah, I think that's it. The beauty of mind yoga conversations, to be able to overcome challenges that had been there since she was about 5 or 6. We actually got to the recognition that these things had been in there since that age. And that's not unsurprising, because it's around that age that we're very impressionable, and that these stories come in because they, at that time, help us navigate the world. They keep us safe. But over the course of the next 20, 30, 40 years, when we start to recognize that, oh no, these things aren't helping us anymore, a lot of the time we don't know how to undo that. We don't know how to deprogram to reprogram in something more helpful. And so this is the benefit of having sessions like these, because one, it's really difficult to do alone. It's trying to use the mind to reshape the mind, and the mind's very good at fighting back. I like to picture it as like a Rubik's Cube that is fighting back, that it's turning itself to prevent you completing it. And so having someone not only to go with you on the journey, but to point out when you're taking a wrong turn or going down a dead end and leading you back to a helpful space, is a really powerful and beneficial thing to do. Because if we could do this by ourselves easily, we would have already done it. Having the guidance and support of someone externally who isn't as emotionally invested allows for the journey to be enjoyed and explored in a way that's difficult to do alone. So, yeah, overcoming fear and embracing your authentic path. It's a beautiful thing to explore. I trust that if you're still listening to this speaks to you, and perhaps you're ready to let go of your fears and embrace your authentic self. And if that's true, then feel free to reach out. Let's have a conversation.